What's going on, guys? Coach Rishabh from Elevate Fitness, and we're back with another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about weight training and football. Should we be training in the gym or not? If yes, what should we be doing? So we're going to be covering everything related to that in this video. So stay tuned. Now, something that's becoming more and more evident is a lot of athletes, a lot of football players taking it to the gym, a lot of clubs administering a lot of strength and conditioning coaches, employing a lot of strength and conditioning coaches, and actually, focusing on physical fitness as a part of player development in teams. So it's becoming increasingly evident that there is a huge upside to training inside the gym. There is a huge upside to using weight training to sort of improve our performance, improve our athleticism, and so there's no doubt really if we should be training or not. The question is how much and what. For a football player, there's a couple of things that are really at play. One is your skill, which is basically something like tactical skill, technical skill, game preparedness or game conditioning. And then there is your physical fitness, that's your strength, expression of power, conditioning, aerobic performance, aerobic endurance, anaerobic efficiency. What are all these terms? What do we mean by all of this? It's basically how much can we last in a game and still be efficient, how well can we produce force in a game, how can we not basically get tired. To really put it in very simple terms is we want to be faster, we want to be more stronger, we want to be more powerful, more agile than our opponents. And that's just the whole nature of the game, is to sort of one up on whatever the team is you're up against. So we're going to use the gym or your weight training centers as areas where we can address those physical fitness qualities and really improve our strength, improve our power, improve our speeds, improve our conditioning, all sorts of things. So before we sort of get into what do we need to do inside the gym, we need to understand that what is it that's required out on the pitch. So there's a lot of factors at play here, something like energy demands, biomechanical demands of the sport, like what positions do we take a lot in the sport, what muscles are being used a lot. According to the positions, you're also going to be using a lot of muscles around those surrounding areas. So what are those muscles? Do those muscles need to express a lot of force? Do those muscles need to absorb a lot of force? What is really going on? So that's going to be one of the first things that we sort of do, is a needs analysis. How long do you play? What is your position? So relevant to that, like a midfielder versus a wing back versus a striker, slightly different changes in how their movements are on the pitch. Another thing that sort of we want to look at is our starting point. Are we just beginning out in the weight room? Are we advanced lifters or not? How much experience we have with exercises inside the weight room. Another thing is what period during the season we are training inside the gym. So if it's during season, we're probably not going to want to spend too much time on even a lot of like strength work. We don't want to get too tired inside the gym. We want to save as much energy and for the pitch, for our games basically. If it's off season, we can use that time to sort of build in on our weaknesses, establish a strong foundation, like we always talk about: strength, endurance, power. What's really important and what we really try to do here with an athlete is manage fatigue and preparedness. So obviously that's the whole thing. So if we are going to be very close to season, we're not going to be fatiguing out inside the weight room as a lot. If it's off season, we can afford to sort of fatigue out inside the weight room a lot more. Let's now start talking about what are some of the things inside the weight room that we can do. Is first of all, you need to have a look at strength. Now strength is a huge factor. From there we then move on to power. Okay, so like everything that involves jumping, everything that involves like jumping side to side, jumping up for a header, all of that is going to be your expression of power. So yes, we might be able to do that for the first 45 minutes for the first half. Can we sustain that for the second half? So working on anaerobic efficiency, working on strength, how strong we are, absolute strength, relative strength, using a lot of compound lifts to sort of work on those areas. Stuff like deadlifts, trap bar deadlifts primarily. You have squats. Apart from obviously if you have any certain injuries that need to be looked at, these are completely fine exercises if you're doing it in a progressive manner, and there's nothing to sort of fear in this. The idea, like the main or the overlying notion with this video is that weight training is important. A lot of the times the belief is that if we put on a lot of muscle, we might not move as well. But that's actually just contradictory to what we see in evidence, to what we actually see out of the pitch. The more muscle mass we have relevant to our body weight and stuff, we're going to be producing more force, we're going to be better capable of absorbing more force, provided we're also focusing on all of that in season with sound movement technique. So it's not that you go to the gym and you're just going to get weak on the pitch. It's actually something that can really supplement your physical fitness out on the pitch. Like I mentioned, with all the stuff like we have stuff like acceleration, right? We're getting past a defender from that 0 to 10 yards. How quickly can we do that out of the blocks? Then if you're chasing back a defender, you're going box to box as a midfielder, you know that top end speed, you have to reach that fast and you want to make that tackle. So all of those things really are important, and we do want to train them as well in the weight room, out on the field with sprints, with multi-directional work as well, working on agility. Agility is also a huge factor. Obviously, we get a lot of it from playing the sport itself, but also putting ourselves sometimes in situations or during drills like T-tests or something, or like an L drill or something, where we're going at the external stimulus of a coach or a beep or a whistle that sort of points us to a direction that we have to respond off of. That also adds another layer of our change of direction capabilities, and all of these are again things that we do need to sort of, that we can, not really do need to, but something that we can really just work on using all of these resources that we have now with gyms, with weights, a lot of training methods that we can work on. At the end of this video, we're just going to sort of drop in a template of what are the sort of physical fitness areas that a player can look at from total overall athletic development, especially from the physical fitness side of it, and stuff like strength and power. So we'll just drop in a template for that, something that you can sort of, always have a look at, and what these terms mean, what is anaerobic efficiency and stuff like that. And that will probably, hopefully, help you guys apply it within your own settings. And that's really important, to sort of individualize things within your own settings for yourself as a player. And that's always going to be the theme of all of our videos. Before we sign off, it's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of what and how we should train inside the gym. If you guys need assistance with programming, if you guys want to get better at your sport and want help with what you need to do inside the weight room, there's a link in the description section below. Go on that link, fill in the details inside the Google Forms, and our team will be happy to help you out. And for the last time, train hard, eat right, recover well, and conquer performance.